Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast Construction Tech-Tics, where we celebrate rock stars, innovators, and trailblazers shaping the future of construction technology. I'm your host, Tarika Jain, co-founder and business head at Encircle Tech. Today's guest is an absolute powerhouse in AEC tech domain, someone who just doesn't talk about digital transformation, but is actively making it happen. She's all about people first approach to tech adoption, ensuring that innovation empowers AEC professionals rather than overwhelming them. She's particularly enthusiastic about AI potential to optimize processes within built environment. So please join me in giving a big welcome to one and only Pavlina Nikolova.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much, Tarika, for the great introduction, and thank you for having me today. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, me too. So Pavlina is AEC practice head at EMEA at Egnyte, where she's driving the growth and support of AEC customers across the region, with a background spanning construction technology and innovation at Nemetschek and Glaudon Group. She is working closely with professionals across the entire construction lifecycle, from planning to maintenance. She's all about AI, smart data strategies, and cloud solutions. And she's here today to share what's next in our industry. So, Paulina, officially welcome to our pod. Let's dive right in. And let's start with your story. You have such an interesting journey working across leading construction tech firms and now driving innovation at Egnyte. I've been seeing you for years, how you've been driving uh, technology, with Egnyte. What sparked your interest in AC and construction tech world?
Yeah. So my journey started at the real estate industry, actually. So years ago, I worked in real estate, selling properties under development. That means I was on construction sites on a daily basis. And this is what really sparked my interest to construction processes and how everything is built and like how everything is done on the construction sites. And I've been seeing those processes day to day. So this is where my passion construction started. And then I slightly switched industry, but stayed very closely to the construction. So I've moved to construction technologies world, starting with Nemetschek Group. So Nemetschek is the company that owns Bluebeam, Vectorworks, Navaris, and other products within the industry. They have a big portfolio. And then I've moved to Glaudon Group or Magicat. They're the same company. Um, that experience gave me the exposure, as you mentioned, to work with professionals from different stages of the construction life cycle and to better understand their challenges on a day-to-day basis and understand their workflows as well. Um, yeah, so this is how things started. And my role at Egnyte now is, as you said, I'm AEC or Architecture, Engineering and Construction Practice Lead, which means I lead the go-to-market strategy for EMEA, for the AEC vertical in particular. So I work very closely with our sales team, with the marketing team, product,
Mhm.
and I also make sure we have happy customers and we leverage their experience. We face their challenges and help them improve and innovate. So it's very exciting role, and I really enjoy it.
That's cool, that's such a cool journey, Paulina, from selling real estates to stepping into construction, sites and discovering your passion for built world. And and then diving deeper into construction tech sales and marketing. That I think you have covered the entire gambit now. You're probably more hands-on than all of us.
I
And we've been
appreciate it.
yeah. Yeah, we've been hearing some really exciting buzz from Egnyte recently, since you mentioned, your go-to-market strategy about Egnyte. So especially AI has been talked a lot in recently in Egnyte. I know your team has been rolling out some serious game-changing features. Tell us what's behind the curtain.
Yes, of course. So for those who are not familiar with Egnyte, Egnyte is an intelligent content management platform in the cloud. So imagine solutions like Box, Dropbox, SharePoint, but specifically for the construction or architecture, engineering, construction industry.
Hmm.
So Egnyte, in fact, has been using AI and machine learning for more than 12 years now, but we weren't that loud about it in the past. And we used in the past, and we are still using machine learning, for example, for like unusual behavior, user behavior detection, and this is to do with our cybersecurity capabilities and data protection. So we're not new to AI, but obviously with the recent buzz about AI and those innovations, we started to develop new functionalities in the platform. Some of them are to do with optimizations of workflows, managing data, cybersecurity is a big factor as well. But when it comes specifically to the industry, we introduce AI agents as well that can help with things like organizing the data, reading and classifying information, for example, like building specifications, RFIs, submittals, etc. The platform can cross-check the information and see if it matches, let's say, the contract information and things like that. So we're building specific workflows and capabilities in order to support our industry um, clientele. We also can identify sensitive information, whether the information sits at Egnyte or not. Actually, we are able to scan the data repositories for our customers and flag to them if they have, let's say, GDPR information on places where they shouldn't have, or building safety acts, policies, and things like that. So we do help customers a lot with understanding their data and giving them insights on current past projects or any data that they may have.
Yeah, I mean, this is game changing. I know, I also know Ignite from many years, especially Ignite is a go-to common data environment tool platform for companies in construction, AEC firms. I have many of my customers using Ignite for their day-to-day operations. So it's truly, game changing, especially in an industry where sensitivity and control are absolutely critical. There are firms that only work for government projects, defense, uh, airspace. So I love the balance of, innovation and security features that come up with Ignite.
Yes, we do have customers that work on very sensitive projects, and we're proud to be a very secure platform and to provide capabilities of sharing and collaborating on data without the risk of exposing it to third parties or leaking the information.
Right. And since you mentioned about AI agents, so how do these agents actually help users in their day-to-day workflows? Are we talking faster decision making, fewer errors, more time for real work, or a bit of everything?
I would say that's a great question. I would say a bit of everything. So AI as a tool help us reduce the manual work and prompt to errors as well. So very often those tools work behind the scenes. So I know now it's very popular. We talk about AI a lot, but I think in a couple of years it won't be that hot topic it will be there, but we wouldn't even notice it's there. We wouldn't know who's doing the job behind the scenes. It will be the AI providing us the insights and suggestions, but we wouldn't necessarily go, oh, I need AI for this. It will be there for us. A good example, industry example I would give is the building specifications. So we know how long and complex those documents can be. So we do have this functionality that, first of all, is splitting the document by different disciplines, but also you can interrogate the content within that document, and you can also export data. Let's say you're only interested in the MEP specification or something specific, you can export that data and use it elsewhere. But also the fact that you can interrogate the whole project, past or current project, you can get insights on what you should improve for the next project and learn from those processes. And when it comes specifically to agents, where I see this going is, especially when it comes to the construction process and scheduling, for example, I imagine that in the new future, a scheduling agent will be reaching out to the weather agent and say, can you tell me whether or not it will be raining in the next month or so? And then they will be reaching out to the manufacturing and the delivery agents in order to predict where will be the best to deliver this type of material so that it can be installed on time. And based on that, it will give a suggestion to the person who is making the decision that this week it will be better for you to order this amount of material because the weather will be like this, and the manufacturing, let's say, will be ready with that amount of material. And we do not expect the agent to make the decision for us, but we expect it to gather information from different agents and give the suggestion for us in order for us to make a better or well-informed decision on what to do next.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a perfect executive assistant everyone looks for. Yeah. Yeah, AI is working with you, not around you. So I understand AI won't make decisions for us, but if they can, give such intelligent suggestions, nothing like it.
The Copilot solutions. So before we do that, we need to make sure our data is clean and organized. And of course, that's not that easy to do so. So AI can help us audit the information that we already have. So it can help us identify where we have sensitive data and give us suggestions what to do with it. So we tend to think that a hidden file within the hidden folder is well protected, where when you implement Copilot will find it wherever it is. So scanning your data, understanding what do you have, where do you have it, but also when it comes to redundant data, duplications, and data that hasn't been used for quite some time, this can also provide you insights. So getting rid of the redundant data, getting rid of duplications, and data that is not used. Again, the AI or some platforms can give you that information so that you can clean up the data. And then once you know what you have, you can then classify the data and say, okay, this is like a building safety act information. So we don't want anyone to delete that information. We can give them just a preview capabilities, let's say, or to a certain group of people, etc. So you can set those boundaries to classify your information. Then permissioning is very important as well, and it's not that straightforward as it sounds, because with many solutions, permissioning is a very manual, tedious process. Like you have to manually pick who could have access. But if you have like templates for permissioning or group of people, you can have rules, or let's say only a finance team can access those type of folders, or only HR can have access to payroll and things like that. You can set those rules in advance. And it is important to mention that this is not a one-time exercise. So even if we spend time to clean up, organize our data, this is an ongoing process, and we need to make sure we regularly check, let's say, for sensitive information being exposed, or for redundant files or duplications, etc. And again, AI can help us doing that on the background. We don't need to spend weeks every quarter to go through everything. It can help us on a daily basis to keep the data up to date. And of course, we don't have to forget about the human factor. Like we like to say, every one of us is a data manager nowadays. We all create data, we all update it and change it, etc. So we have to be mindful on how we do that, and where do we keep our information.
Yeah, that's so nice. AI is like super smart teammate who's ready to help, but only if you hand over the right data. So, that's, if your data is all over, even the smartest tech can't, can't help it. But at least, given a choice, the smart tech can help you segment, classify, organize bit of, all that scattered data. But good insight, definitely. I'm curious to know, are there any common data management pitfalls that prevent companies from getting the most out of AI? How can they avoid them?
Yeah, we do see challenges when it comes to AI implementation. And I've recently been to a number of AI conferences as well, and there are very lots of those things come up, same things come up very, very often. So one of the challenge and common topic that comes is security and privacy. So in our industry, we talk also about like intellectual property, especially when it comes to architectural studios and engineering companies, etc. This is one way to look at it, but also what we see with the AI buzz is a lot of shadow IT as well. So people go out and test different solutions, which is great because there are a number of solutions out there. But when you have this behavior, you get your information exposed to third parties. So what we very often advise our customers, and we mostly work with IT departments, directors, etc., is to provide their employees with a safe environment where they can test and use the company data, but in that closed environment so that they don't go copy and paste contract information into a third party or public domain ChatGPT. I don't only mean ChatGPT, it's just the most well-known, but like a public AI solution, because they'll go and do it. Everyone wants to optimize their processes. So people will find different ways to do it if you don't provide them with the tools. So we encourage companies to find the best solution for their company and their processes, because if they identify which processes they want to optimize, they can go out,
Mhm.
check what resources they have and what's on the market. So once they pick the solution, provide it for their employees. Don't let them just go out and experiment, because they will get creative and they will expose the company information. And we've seen already some situations with big companies and data leakage, etc. So this is one important thing. Provide your employees with a secure, safe solution that they can use safely without exposing um, the data. I think that's important. We also see problems, not problems, but people don't really trust the results that they see from AI solutions very often. This is very often down to the quality of the data that we feed the AI with, right? Um, so one step that I mentioned is, first of all, to clean up your data, prepare it for the AI implementation, but also to cross-check the information that was given to you. So if the answers are only based on your company data, you should get the resource like Word file, Excel file, wherever the AI took the information from. You should be able to go back and see, okay, now this makes sense. This is why the answer is this way. So similar to like Google search, right? If it is something important, let's say with a legal co coincidences, you wouldn't maybe trust the first thing you read in Google. You will do, depends what the source is, but yeah, you do a deeper research and like find more information on it. So AI is similar to that sense. Like you should verify the information, but we do see lack of trust when it comes to results. And interoperability, we talk in our industry a lot of about interoperability because we know in our industry we work with a lot of point solutions. So very often the data sits in different silos, different versions of the document, in the project management solution, in the design solution, in finance solution, etc. So when we want to get the whole picture or the whole answer from AI, we do need something or platform that can consolidate all the data that we need, because we will never get the full picture or the full answer if we have the data in different silos, right? So software providers should be open to integrate with other solutions, to have open APIs in order to let the information flow between the system and have a single source of truth. And last thing I will say here is about knowledge gap or skills gap. So I think AI should be implemented as part of the workflows. It shouldn't be something complicated that people need to start learning or they need like weeks of training, etc. It should be very straightforward, very intuitive. Like you're opening a document and on the right side you see a summary or you see a prompt that says, do you want to ask this question on this document? And things like that. It should be very intuitive. We shouldn't be treating it as a new platform that we have to learn.
Yeah, that's such a solid list, I must say. And sometimes we also need to understand the ROI. We sometimes overlook the ROI of the investment. So we all want to invest in AI. We don't understand the investment around it and the clear strategy around it. And sometimes when we don't have it defined, companies fail to get the outcome and then feels like, oh, we have invested so much, we burned our fingers, no, we don't want to do that anymore. So but that's good, that's eye opener. And I'm sure this list is definitely very helpful for companies who are deciding their overall strategy for AI, data strategy for AI. Now, shifting from files to family for a moment. I've got to say, you are not just driving digital transformation across AEC, you are also doing it well on the family front, raising a toddler, prepping for baby number two. Congratulations, by the way,
Thank you.
and still making the time for your passion for travel and whatnot. So how has this juggling both motherhood and a career in context shaped your perspective in AI, in innovation, and how do you see personally that how AI is playing a role helping professionals achieve better work life balance in their industry?
Yeah. So I definitely see a massive potential, and I already see it happening, and how AI is helping us to be more time efficient, more flexible, etc. And I think there's definitely big potential for AI to give us more time for work-life balance, but maybe not only. If we save time on daily tasks that take us hours, we could focus on upskill ourselves or do something else or be just more productive. So it free up it frees up some time to do other tasks and maybe focus on our own like self-development, etc. And yeah, juggling family and busy work is interesting. I have to say I've been blessed with a partner who is supporting me a lot in my throughout my career. But it's definitely sometimes hard to find the balance, especially when you have to travel a lot. But I'm doing my best, hoping I'm doing it well. But yeah, I think definitely AI helps in that balance.
Yeah. I always tell everyone that, it takes a village to raise kids.
Yes.
And then, now we have that, AI powered village.
True, true. Well, yeah, at this point, unfortunately, I cannot help us putting the child to bed and feeding them, etc. But we may get there.
Yeah, that's, I'm truly inspired, with, the passion that you have for your work, and, how you're balancing your life and travel, along with, such small kid, and the kid is coming, the next one. So I remember my days, when I had one event I attended. I was 8 months and only 8 months pregnant, and then I attended the event and everyone was like, I think you should go back home. I was like, no, I'm perfectly fine. What's the problem with you?
I can relate to that. My schedule in terms of events, especially, is full until almost the end of my eighth month.
Mhm.
So, so I can totally relate to that. But I mean, as long as we feel comfortable, I think we should keep being active and doing our work as we normally do.
Yeah, I mean, we are, super people, super women.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
And I heard that you recently also did a course in on AI in construction. AI is definitely evolving rapidly, and it's good to, keep up. So what emerging AI trends in construction technology do you see?
Yeah. So that course was very insightful. And I have to mention that that company that creates that course, they're completely impartial, so they're not paid by any AI tool to promote their tools. So they looked objectively on what they talk about and what they're demonstrating, etc. They also built an AI library. So if you're looking to optimize a specific small workflow or a process, you can go check it out. It has a long list of capabilities and specific solutions that can solve a certain challenge or can optimize a specific process. And the AI library is absolutely free as well, so anyone can go access it and check it out. So that course was very interesting, and they did share some trends that they see. So, for instance, we do see that at the moment, maybe the most value that we see AI providing is during the pre-construction and the design stage, design optimization, class detection, and things like that. AI in safety and compliance monitoring on the construction side, but also during the design stage. And we see lots of optimization when it comes to scheduling, and scheduling throughout the construction process as well. Um, interesting thing that they've mentioned, and I kind of see it already happening, is that the same way that we started seeing BIM managers as a new role like years ago,
Mhm.
we'll start seeing more and more AI managers, people that are responsible to bring the best AI technologies for the specific scenarios. So I really encourage everyone who is interested in that technology to 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 be even more involved, because sooner than later we'll start seeing those job roles, like AI managers, AI specialists, etc. So the sooner you start, the better prepared you will be if you want to join that world.
Wow, it's worth sharing the link, and we'll paste it in the podcast for everyone to go through that course. Maybe that's an eye opener for people who are trying to dive into AI. And you rightly said, we recently came out internally for ourselves an AI policy for the organization, and it took us so much time to come up with that policy, what tools you can use, what tools you cannot use, and how to use those tools, how to find new tools, and what is permitted, what is not permitted. So you can imagine definitely a manager who's more experienced around that. Every company will need that kind of a person.
Yes, yes, exactly. And when you specialize in, let's say, in the built environment or AEC,
Mm.
you get it. I think you will be even in more demand, because there are, like, I think maybe thousands of AI startups
Yeah.
now on the market. But if you pick an industry and you start digging and learning on the tools that are out there and how they can be implemented and work with other tools, etc., I think those skills will be in demand. And I think they already are.
Mhm.
But definitely, it is exciting time to start learning about AI and to put yourself out there as an AI expert.
Yeah. And do you see AI can help create more opportunities for women in construction tech? And for women looking to break into AI, data, and content, where they should start?
Yeah. So yeah, I think I almost referred to that with my previous answer. I definitely think there's a massive opportunity now for people who are genuinely interested in that technology to get involved.
Mhm.
So where they should start, I think they can definitely start learning and do different courses, not necessarily invest
Mhm.
like, I mean, there are so many free resources, is my point, that you can use in order to upskill yourself. It doesn't need to be very expensive courses or anything like that. But also joining communities and events, as many events as you can visit, and join virtual events, podcasts, webinars, etc. I personally use my time when I drive to work to listen to podcasts, and that really helps me learn. But communities like women in construction tech, women in BIM, women in AI, there is such community as well. So join those communities, find your people that you can that inspires you and that you can learn from, because they're out there and they're happy to help, they're happy to share. Just be involved and start looking for those opportunities. And one last thing I'll say here is, like, don't wait to be ready for it, because you may never feel ready. And the more you learn, of course, the more confidence you have, but you'd never know everything about AI. There will be always something new. There will be a new solution coming out. And, like, don't wait until you know everything. Just put yourself out there, start talking to people, and opportunities will start coming your way.
I absolutely loved it, especially the part about not waiting to be ready. Something we just need that reminder to jump in. Sometimes we need that, even if it feels like, jittery, crazy, and you are right. We do bring something unique to the table. So, AI helps us to be unique. So it's important to upgrade ourselves. And Time is always right. So, we should do it now. I have seen, not only if we are not feeding the right data, then there's nothing, nothing can come out. So data quality is paramount. Most AEC firms don't exactly have perfectly organized data for creating these agents, making them work in our favor. Many companies struggle with unstructured and messy data.
Yeah.
So what are the key steps? Quick cheat sheet, that these AEC firms can take to prepare their data for AI adoptions. What's your
Yeah.
advice?
So maybe the irony here is that AI can actually help us prepare the data for AI implementation. So the reason I say that is, first of all, before we implement a solution
Mm-hmm.
like Copilot, and when I say Copilot, I don't necessarily mean Microsoft, but I mean the. Now I was just about to say, I mean, first time it might not be great, like, but we need to keep trying and improve, right? I think the most challenging bit is the first and the second step, maybe, but then it's just become natural. So yeah, just keep trying and don't wait.
Yeah, that's really incredible. That has been an absolute masterclass for all of us in AI-driven innovation, data strategies, and the future of AI technology. Your insights, your approach, and the passion in making tech work for professionals, not the other way around, is really helpful, inspiring for all of us. Whosoever is listening this podcast, it's definitely a good masterclass for all of us. Thanks for sharing your views. My company and Circle Tech, we are all also trying to push the boundaries of digital transformation in built environment. Just like you, we are driving AI adoption and smarter workflows. In today's conversation, if for everybody, if today's conversation spark ideas, please connect with Pavlina directly and follow her, seek her advice, especially when it comes to AI based data strategies. And if you're not already the member, please join our community, Women in Construction Tech. It's an ultimate hub for networking, learning, growing in this space, be a support for each other, so please scan the code at the end of this episode to get in. And that's a wrap for today. But stay tuned. More powerhouse guests and game changing conversations are coming our way. Till then, keep learning, keep growing in this space, and keep innovating. And to all our listeners, if you love this episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and spread the word. Let's keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in construction tech and help each other to grow in this construction tech wave. Until next time, stay curious and stay connected. Thank you. Thank you, Pavlina.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.